We streaming. Nobody's in voice chat with me yet. That's okay. It don't matter. We are live already. And on Twitch too. As if you guys see me look over that way, my second monitor is over here. So that is what I am staring intently at. That has my Discord and my OBS on that. Hello, champ peoples. I will go stand in my corner. There we go. I love the new beach music for Fort Pinta. It's very nice. I like it a lot. Somebody else riding Frisian. Good for you. Should tell Instagram that we streaming. Amber's on, but she's probably not going to be in the group chat, so. Oh yeah, and Lurie's at a concert. So, it might just be Maiden Night. Who knows? That's okay. We'll make it work. Amber! Welcome! Ah, Courtney will be here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. We have a train that goes by our house. So. Train whistle just went off. What is the link? Shoot. Isn't this the link? Am I typing it in wrong? Am I typing it wrong? I don't think so. Oh. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. And I'm an idiot twice. Virus!
Greetings!
Hello!
I am maxed out on my coins, so I'm trying to figure out what to buy.
Oh. You can never go wrong with, like, a saddle pad, a bridle, or, like, horseshoes.
Wait, I have decent gear, so I was gonna buy something fancy for my character as a treat.
Ooh. That would be a lovely treat.
I wish there was, like, a wish list you could use.
Oh,
That'd
right?
be so nice. Because, like, I found an outfit that's pretty decent, but I 100% know I'm gonna forget all these things by the next time I'm maxed.
Yeah. What I've always done is, like, and the global store makes it a little bit easier because you never used to be able to view all those items in one spot or, like, by color or anything.
Yeah.
But we always used to go on the database, and then you'd have to like make a list of the things you liked on the database, and then just hang on to the list.
Nice.
But yeah, the global store is a more recent improvement on that. I think maybe it's been a year-ish since the global store update, maybe less than that.
Oh dear.
But yeah, because it used to be that you actually had to go to the physical shops to get all of that.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It was. It was awful. I hated it.
Oh, maybe they should hire me for ideas.
Yes.
Like, wish list, boom.
Yes.
Call your horse, boom.
Oh my god, the call your horse button would be the best thing. Like, I play a lot of Red Dead.
Your stable, no matter which stable you're going to, boom.
Yep. I play a lot of Red Dead, and sometimes I catch myself like using the Red Dead controls in Star Stable, and obviously it doesn't work. Yeah, like obviously it doesn't work, but it's just like, oh my god, like things could be so much nicer than what we currently have.
They really could.
Oh my god.
It's little things too, like little convenience matters.
Yes. Which like they've been sort of updating that like as they go along. But nothing's ever been like a huge quality of life improvement so far. Other than, oh my god, there was a time when you had like you couldn't take a trailer to anywhere. Like
my gosh.
Well, it wasn't that you had to like run everywhere. There were certain trailers only worked for certain trailers only worked for certain areas of the map.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
One thing that would be fantastic is eliminating all of the tiny rocks on the ground that you can just run through anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's for
little things.
It's for the aesthetic.
I know, I get it's for aesthetic, but I cannot tell you the number of times I have hit invisible things.
Oh yeah.
And my horse just stops dead.
I just did that like at the Fort Pinta Champ. It was either this morning or yesterday, and I was just about to go down the staircase, and my horse stopped dead. Like it hit something, and it took damage, and I'm like, "What did you hit? There was nothing there to hit."
There's definitely an invisible thing at the top of the staircase if you take it too wide.
I came around it, and I like try to cut that corner as close as possible. So I don't know what I hit, but
it's probably you just hit the stairs the wrong way.
Added to your journal.
Yeah.
I have now added Mr. Sands to my journal.
Ooh. You have met Mr. Sands.
I have not met Mr. Sands, but I've seen a picture of Mr. Sands, and so I've added him to the journal.
He's a character that, like, I really wonder when they're going to update him. Because they've updated all the Dark Riders, and his model...
I've seen pictures of the Dark Riders, too. They look really cool.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that little kid. I want to know more about the kid who has the, like, fake horse that apparently
the hobby
turns
horse.
into a real horse.
See, she's not even in the game yet at all. And I can't tell you anything about her because in the original games, the villains were like the first game it was Sabine and Mr. Sands, and then the second game it was just Mr. Sands, I believe, because like Linda's game didn't have a villain. It had like a circumstance.
Nothing about that one, do we?
No. And then one of the other games, Anne's game, was Jessica, who now supposedly goes by Jay. But then in the story quest that we just had, they actually do call her Jessica and refer to her as her, whereas in like some of the stuff that they had put out beforehand, they were calling that character Jay, and the pronouns were they, them. So I don't know if somebody's writing just got confused or what. I mean,
maybe Jessica /J is a she they.
Yeah. And then the other one is Katja. And Katja was introduced to us at the Rainbow Festival this year. And she was a
Katja
villain in
looks
Alex's
awesome.
game. I love her. Her and Sabine, I think, are my favorites.
I'm
Ooh.
worried about their horses. Like, are their horses also evil, or are their horses like corrupted by them?
See, I don't know, and I can't even tell you necessarily if they're evil. Like if the Dark Riders themselves are evil. Because
Is
some
Mr.
of the
Sands
things
possibly just manipulating them?
that's what I kind of like. Those are the vibes that I've always kind of gotten. So I'm not sure.
I want to know everything about this because Matthias.
Yeah. Has anybody done the birthday trail of treasures yet?
I did.
Is the first
the-
one right next to the birthday place?
What was it asking
It's
for again?
I know it's talking about Jasper. It says grumpy old man, excellent dancer, inside house.
Just go inside his house. It's right up there.
Okay. Because technically, when you get to the point in the storyline where I am, he no longer lives here.
Oh, jeez.
He lives in Golden Hills. No, he lives in Golden Hills. So I'm like, wait a minute. But Golden Hills isn't a spot where most players can get to.
Yeah,
So,
I think one thing to remember as you're doing this, I think the trail is accessible to free riders.
Yes.
So I just keep that in mind because free riders wouldn't be able to get to certain points, certain areas. So it's always going to be in areas that free riders can reach.
Yes, gotcha. Third clue.
And in making Matthias as a Dark Rider, he's my little gremlin I am making. I'm 100% saying that his horse, Cinnamon, is just as much a little shit as he is.
I love that. I love that so much.
This is a horse that will kick and buck for the heck of it, and if it knocks someone off, it'll just trot away and then trot back and nudge you with its nose. Like, okay, let's go.
That sounds like my pony. That's just that's the vibe that every pony gives. Like anything under 14 hands is just screw you.
The thing is, his thing.
You said it was a Shire, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a Shire with the attitude of a fucking pony.
Yeah.
It doesn't really buck Matthias though.
Yeah.
Because he also is a little shit, so he enables the behavior.
Kid.
But no one else can ride this damn thing.
I love that. I love that so much. You can walk
beside it. You cannot ride it. And I said his name is Cinnamon, but Matthias calls it Sin when around any other people, so it sounds cool and edgy.
Yeah, and then you find out it's actually Cinnamon.
It's Cinnamon, and Cinnamon gets mini pets and mini sugar cubes.
Aww.
Yeah?
We are watching a movie right on the other side of that wall.
I'm sorry. You can hear.
Don't yell.
I'll try not to yell.
Thank you. It's not normal volume. But when you start yelling...
Oh, could you possibly be able to take this?
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Apparently my volume was increasing.
Oh no. I have also done that. Doo-doo.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying making a Dark Rider OC.
Yes, I need to rewrite because I don't know what. I mean, they've gone by several aliases. I'm not sure what they're going by now. Is it Libret now? Libet in our other server. Used to go by Ash. But I know they had some stuff they had to change their.
Libretto?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I know she had to change her alias around and stuff for some reasons. But
until I find out the new alias, let's just say Lib.
Yeah.
That works.
So I had we had a Star Stable AU together with our horses, and or our characters and their horses. And now I'm just like, oh man, I think I gotta like rewrite that whole thing because it was so long ago that we did it. And I'm like, oh man, now we're learning new stuff about like witches, and one of the characters that I have is a witch, and I'm like, maybe I want to rewrite all this.
I'll enable the hell out of that. Like, if you want to roleplay over there to explore any potential plot points, I am down. My head right now is a horse running on a hamster wheel.
I love that. I love
it's
that.
A mood.
Right?
I'm so hyped for the Halloween horses.
I'm just so excited for Halloween. Halloween and Christmas are actually, and like I'm not a winter person, I'm not a Christmas person. But the winter event in the game is honestly one of the most fun things. Like they freeze one of the rivers. They have like snow in the air. They can't do snow on the ground anymore because of like technical issues.
The weeping willows in Dundal are so pretty.
Oh, you got to Dundal?
I'm just now getting into Dundal. I'm on the quest.
Ooh.
I'm finally getting in here.
Why don't we have a champ in Mistfall?
I see. I thought that like one of the first things that they were gonna do when Mistfall came out was like actually add a champ there, but no, we don't have a champ in Mistfall, and we don't have a champ in Redwood Point. Yeah, Mistfall. Once you finish that quest line there, it's really dead, and that barn doesn't have chores either.
Does the Wildwoods have a champ?
Wildwoods does not have a champ. And then
that could be so gorgeous, though.
I know. Have you unlocked that area yet?
I have not yet gone to Wildwoods. I think I need to finish Mistfall before I can get to Wildwoods.
I think you need to. Yeah.
You don't have to finish it, but you have to go through like a certain number of the quests. And stuff.
Okay, yeah, because it has to. You have to be introduced to the Jorvik Rangers. That's the big thing, is the Jorvik Rangers. But the quest to go up into Redwood Point and like your first discovery of Redwood Point is awesome.
I am hyped.
That gift set that I had put in our other Discord with the player character and the deer, that's from your first introduction to Redwood Point, and it's really cool. Yeah. I got the clues. Isn't the water scary just a touch and you'll get all rusty? Who would like to shop floating on such a material? Beautiful, thank you.
Barge.
To the barge.
Oh, here come the wolves.
Come on. I had so many issues today with like the flags on races not working.
My big issue this morning.
A whole month.
Ooh.
To make them work.
When I was playing this morning at work, because like I always, I was on my mom's computer in the office, and I always make sure her computer is all updated and everything because she plays too. But I was filling in for her.
Aww.
And I was trying to do champs this morning, and literally every 5 seconds my game would completely freeze.
Oh, God.
So I had to go in and I had to repair the game files. Like I had to log back out and repair the game files, and it didn't do it after that. But I was just right before I logged on here and it updated, I went and repaired the game files on here just in case it was going to do the same thing. Because I'm like, if we're streaming, I can't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we weren't streaming, it's annoying. It's so annoying.
My screen at one point, I was just running on by in the Baroness area, and my screen just went completely white.
That's happened to me too occasionally. Not very often, but it does happen.
And I could still move, and I could still do things.
Yeah.
I even like travel back to my frigging stable. It's still just, it was weird. I had to completely log out and log back in.
Yeah. No, I've had that happen. It doesn't happen often, but I've definitely had that happen. Yeehaw.
As soon as you mentioned the game freezing like every 5 seconds, my game momentarily froze while I'm
jeez.
Sorry, I jinxed it.
No, that's fine. But, like, there's been several times where I'll jump through some flags, and it just won't register that I jumped through it.
I've had problems with the jumping through flags in a race, because if you jump too far, like, if you actually jump through it and you jump too high, you can jump right over the trigger, and it won't take it.
Well, where it happened a few times, especially, was the riding hall.
Oh, interesting.
You can't really jump too high, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably what it's doing, is you can't jump too high. Oh my god, more clues?
Those races are, like, as high as you can get.
There are 4 sets of clues.
Oh, there's 4 sets. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I got fireworks on this last one.
That means I think you've done 2 sets of clues.
Yeah, I did the one where the birthday event is, and then I did the Fort Pinta one, and now it's like taking me to Moreland Beach. Yeah. So
how is there a star on top of a tree?
Oh, that's a fun one. Do you know about the collecting stars?
I know you click on them.
Yeah, you'll figure that one out eventually. That's that's an area that you're not gonna unlock for a little while. But
yeah, it's currently fenced off.
Yep, that'll take a little bit, but once you do get that, I mean, we can help you.
Off the damn tree. Because I know there was a star that was in a trash can that got fished out by a fox, and that was interesting.
Yeah, there's that one. There's another one that you can do that. It's at the bottom of Mistfall Lake.
My gosh.
Yeah. So some of the Mistfall ones are really like, you have to get this to get that, and then it triggers an event. The one at the top of the tree, I believe, is a bird actually goes and gets it for you.
Neat.
Yeah.
Hey, it's got a little... What? This isn't all smart. There's no one to pick you up right now.
Ooh, construction equipment. That's got to be up above.
When I got that one, I first thought, where we had to construct the bridge? It was not where we had to construct the bridge.
Yeah. Well, it used to, like, it would have been a more obvious clue, except that, like, they removed a lot of the, like, I think there used to be, like, a backhoe and stuff up here, where this clue is, because it used to be a whole, like, GED site up here. And then they actually got rid of that, and I can't remember when they got rid of that. But
it had to have been, like, in the last year or so. But it wasn't like a part of a big update, I don't think.
No, it was just kind of like a casual, like, oh, we got rid of this.
I don't even remember, like, seeing an announcement for it or anything like that.
The only reason I remember that they did that is because there was a store up there where you could buy the different shirts that had, like, countries' flags on them. And they got rid of that shop, too. Because they were, like... They were clearing out that whole area, but they left the concrete pipes and stuff. So, like, okay, all the people got moved out of there, but 2 rocks almost touching. Jump over gap.
I miss using my soul steed.
Oh yeah, because you've got to use your starter horse. Yeah. Actually, for a lot of the... Like, they say, for story quests, you have to use your is it called your soul? It's whatever your starter horse is. They say that technically you have to use that. For the entire Mistfall quest line I rode up there on my Marwari, it did not once ask me to get on my starter.
Yeah, that seems a little weird to tell you, no, you can't use the horse you're using. You have to use this other horse that you didn't bring with you. Go back to your stable. There
have been quests that tell you that, though. Like
so
story
dumb.
Quests, because technically your starter horse is like, oh my god, I'm blanking on the term.
Your starter horse is probably supposed to be the only horse you have.
Yes, because your starter is up there along the lines of like Tin Can and Starshine and Concord. Like,
yeah, it's your horse.
Yes.
Like, basically, it's Pikachu
I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember the term, because I know it's the Soul Riders. Are they called Soul Steeds? Because then that's really confusing with the Yorvik Wild that's in the game.
Is a Soul Steed.
Yeah. Oh god. Star Stable will be consistent when?
The bouncing little exclamation point in Redwood Point has been mocking me this whole event. Because I can't get there.
You will.
And now I can't fast travel in or out of Mistfall, but there's a timer quest, and I'm just like,
oh yeah.
Back there? Just unlock the fast travel at least.
I know, like, one of the first things should be the fast travel that gets unlocked there. Because there's actually a couple places within Mistfall. You can either go to Burke's Grange, which is like right when you come in through the tunnel, or Dundle has a fast travel. But see, you've got neither of them right now, and that's a long way in.
Yeah, I just gotta go to Starshine Branch and run all the way in, and that's really far.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the inconsistencies or whatever, there was one of the birthday trails that was asking like what Fripp is, and in his little like bio thing that we have in the game, it says he's a squirrel and a cosmic being, but they only accept cosmic being as the answer.
Yep.
They couldn't have replaced squirrel with otter and made it so simple,
right? No, of course not. Oh man, I have to go all the way to Jan Jarl's tomb. Damn.
I'm gonna be real, I forgot which way I had to go for that originally.
Yeah.
So I just was wandering for a good while. Like, I know it's Jan Jarl's tomb. I know it's Jan Jarl's tomb. Please tell me where Jan Jarl's tomb is.
Oh man, and see, like, that's another location that like you hardly ever have to go there. So it's.
And then when you do have to go there, you're like, which way was that again?
Yep. Because a lot of the stuff that's, like, a lot of the locations, at least that are around Moorland area, is, like, they'll use it for a story quest once, and then they'll never use it again. Like, okay, well, if this is supposed to be,
makes no sense.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
This is a significant location. I have gone here once.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I have a lot to say as far as, I mean, like, and... You know, Courtney, you write occasionally, and Virus, I know you write, so it's like, you know, we spend so much time writing and like trying, you know, like hammering these like plot consistencies and character consistencies into our heads and being hard on ourselves for not like getting them right. And then I look at some of the stuff.
If they care.
Right. You know, I bought the first because the Star Stable does have a book series, and I bought the first one, which is about like Lisa coming to Jorvik, and you know, and then like meeting Starshine and meeting the other Soul Riders, and it's basically like the whole like beginning of the legend. And I thought that it was going to be like the Starshine, like the original Starshine games, which it is and it isn't. But I have nothing against Helena Dahlgren as a writer. I think she's actually like the book is definitely written for like middle school level kids. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. This game is for kids.
Right. But the whole time I'm reading this, I'm like, and it's been a while since I've read it. I think I read it in 2020, but I'm reading it and I'm going, okay, I'm confused. What is actually going on here? You know, like the plot was so like all over the place that I'm kind of like, okay, I know how they're supposed to get from point A to point B. And I know what point B is supposed to be, but
these kind
the line is all like squiggly wiggly to get there. Does that make sense?
Like those, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I think these kind of series would benefit from a short story series rather than like big old book series.
Ooh, lonely boat, pole made of wood, water, blue boxes, and boat. Where's that one?
That was difficult for me to find. It's near Doyle's Abbey.
Oh, okay. I think I know where that is.
I had no idea where that was, so I'm just letting you know so you don't have to run along the whole coast.
Yeah, because isn't there like a little, like, there's a little spot along there. Yeah.
Eventually, it'll ask you for like a big stone arch. It's the bridge to Fort Penta.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have called that an arch at any point, but
because actually, I'm by the beach here, and this is a big stone arch.
Yeah, so those ones weren't exactly the best, so I'm just telling you now because I did in fact have to look it up.
Thank you. No, but you're right. I feel like, and I get that what they were trying to do when they made Star Stable Online 11 years ago is the games that came before it had a very specific story. And they were trying to take that story and continue it. And that is what they're doing. But
it's different when it's like a massive multiplayer game and you have to pad it out, and there's a lot of nonsense that has been padded into it, I think.
Right. And the other thing that I know this bothers me, and this bothers a lot of other people, is if you're going to make an MMO with a story, like a story quest to follow, the story quest should be the first thing that you finish.
Yeah.
The first thing. We are 11 years into Star Stable, and we have not finished the story quest, the main story quest. And the main story quest is supposed to take place over the course of 1 week.
1 week?
1 week.
Are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious, because there's several points where when you're when you're doing the story stuff, and they're like, oh, just a couple days ago we did this, this, and this, and I was like, I did that quest 3 years ago. What do you mean 2 days ago? You know, like, so
it's reality shattering when you realize that our character came here for a summer excursion.
Yeah.
Summer isn't as long as you think.
Yep. Ooh. Heartful Place.
We formed this magnetic bond with our horse over a few days? Are you serious?
Yeah. Heartful Place. Oh, even greater in the past. Is that Doyle's Abbey? Heartful Place. I'm trying to think of what Heartful Place.
Oh, it's the ruins where you first see Fripp.
That must be Doyle's Abbey area.
If that's what it's called, then yeah.
Yeah.
It's like ruins.
It's between Fort Penta and the birthday stuff, right? Yeah, that's Doyle's Abbey.
Where you just it's between the boat and the
Yep, it's somewhere over here. I'm in the right spot. I know I am, but I just gotta find like where here.
Yeah, go up there onto the shrine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Courtney.
Oh.
Oh, that's a cute sweater. There's no stats. God damn it.
Did you see the video I sent in the other Discord?
I did not yet. No.
It's very short. You should definitely watch it, because that is the voice I hear anytime I talk to Yidris.
Oh no.
And it's worse because I muse the character in that video. So I'm just like, Yidris.
I'll have to send you. Have you ever watched Julie and the Phantoms?
I have not.
Okay. Literally the villain in that is just straight up Yidris.
Oh my god.
Like from from the costume to like the look of the man playing him. So like, you know, I've been playing Star Stable for years, and Julie and the Phantoms came out in 2020, and I remember watching it with my mom, and that character came on screen, and we looked at each other and we were like, did you just rip off Yidris from Star Stable? Like,
I see you. Hey.
Ah. Hello.
I have little hearts.
He's cute.
Let go of me, stupid flower pot.
You're not streaming yet, are you?
I am.
You are?
I have been streaming, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I say I might only stream for like, because it's kind of quiet tonight, so I might only stream until 9 and then just like stay on voice chat for a while, because sometimes if there's not a whole lot of people in the chat like tonight, or if we're not like actually doing a whole lot, I don't go for that long.
You've already finished the
right. There's that balloon thing. Where's that? The balloon thing is in the Everwind Fields. So
I haven't seen hide nor hair of a balloon thing. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, it said something that it was in the Everwind Fields. So, and that's over by.
I'll follow you.
Okay, all right. That's over. Batsy did it this morning and said that you have to be alone to do it first, and then you can do it in a group with friends. So, more bottles. Lots of bottles.
Water. Only one for me.
I had 3.
I've got 10
let's
right
go,
now.
let's go.
Whoa, wait. I hit the wrong button. I see bottle.
Oh, get it.
We need to recycle everything.
Okay, so the first day that recycling quest came out, and this is just gonna show you how like little I had to do when I was in college, and I think it was either the bottle thing or the recycling thing I think came out last year, and I was still taking like online college courses. Like I didn't physically have to go to class, and so the day that recycling thing came out, I was just on Star Stable all day because the bottles and cans were spawning so quick.
Oh.
I mean, it was just ridiculously quick. It was hilarious.
Your entire day gathering recyclables.
So I spent the entire day doing recyclables, and by the end of the day, I had the entire tack set. And then the next week, when the update came out, they went, "Hey guys, so we realized that we probably made the spawn count on the bottles a little high," and then they nerfed it. Which is hilarious, because then everybody else was like, "Oh my god, it's been weeks and I still don't have the tack set."
Like, completely lost you, but I do see balloons. So
okay,
I'm hoping that's where it is.
I am actually okay. I'm gonna do this on this horse, and then I'm gonna come back and get the XP on a different horse because it's 500 XP.
Flags from balloons and ride to the goal. Holy shit! This is crazy.
This reminds me of some of the games that you have to do, or like things that you have to do for the soul riding quests, which I love that stuff. I think it's gonna last. Oh, the music is nice too. Oh, you've only got to get 5 flags.
That's not too bad.
No.
But
that's
timing
fun.
It would be bobbing up and down.
You can actually, I did notice that you can actually just run right through the green circle. You don't have to actually jump and get it.
I've ran through several green circles.
Oh, did it? So you do need to jump and get it?
You do need to touch the bag.
Okay, because it didn't look like I had touched it. That was a weird part. Like, oh.
You don't have to touch it, but you have to, like, be close enough to it.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Because I ran under and jumped, and
it did work.
Up. Okay, I did it the first time.
Yep, I'm grabbing my other horse to get the XP on it, though, because I have got to get this thing leveled up by Halloween. I have to.
Who in the heck do I need to bring these freaking pumpkins to?
What quest are you doing?
It was some, like, rep thing that I accidentally clicked on.
Oh, pumpkins.
There's only one pumpkin thing I know of, and it's the lady who asks you to collect her pumpkins and bring it back to her.
Oh.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's all in that one contained area.
Was it Paddock Island?
Yeah, but I figured it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she walks around. Like, she wanders around, and sometimes I lose her.
Oh, Granny's on the move again.
Yeah! Granny's on the move! Get her! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh.
I still have the side quest of Puppy for the Butler, and the Butler is still missing.
Oh no!
Because the Butler went to the castle.
Oh no!
So that Butler's never getting his puppy, apparently.
Oh my god.
I stole the puppy. It's mine now.
Oh man, so Courtney, so you know how, okay, so yesterday there was a big, like, Briar dropped their fall releases, and as a dealer, like, we actually, I think, were the first people to have the information out.
I think so too, yeah.
And it's always, like, it's always a big thing that, like, if you're the first one to get stuff out, you get a whole bunch of orders, people asking a whole bunch of questions, etc. And I don't have a lot of time to, like, read the stuff, but then again, Briar doesn't typically change things up on us a bunch. So I went ahead and I put an order in with our rep, and I got an email back from the rep, like, probably 6 hours later, and she was like, hey, sorry, so one of these releases you're not actually eligible for, because so normally they come out with, like, one that everybody can, like, every dealer can get, and then they come out with a brick and mortar one. And the brick and mortar one, you have to have a physical store. You're not allowed to sell them online. So, like, technically, I think, like Tractor Supply, I don't think can get those because they only put out their Briars at a certain point during the year. Otherwise, they're all online, that kind of thing. Because they want to drive traffic to the little mom and pop shops. Well, this year, I go ahead and put it up like it's like everything's normal. And then, or like I say that, like, people can come pick it up, right? Because we can't sell them online. So I say, okay, you guys can come pick yours up, blah, blah. I put my order in, get an email back from the rep, and she says, hey, you're not eligible. It's flagship only. Well, flagship only means that we would have had to spend, like, a huge amount of money at the beginning of 2022. And normally there's one flagship horse per year, and it comes out at the beginning of the year. This is the first time they've ever done a second flagship horse that you have to spend all that money to get, and you can't even, like, say, oh, well, I'm going to join the flagship program now. Because I probably would have done that. Like, I probably would have had enough in my order this time to actually do that. And they're like, yeah, no, that one's for, you had to have a flagship account at the beginning of the year, blah, blah, blah. Like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Like, why would you change that on us now?
Also, I'm sorry, but you expect somebody to order, like, what is it, $2,500 worth of product, but you're not going to send the product until the next year?
Yeah, no kidding. Nah. Okay, but here's the thing, is it's not just $2,500 worth of product. It's $2,500 worth of traditional only product.
That's ridiculous.
So it's traditional. That's what it used to be. My mom said something that she thought it was new product, that you had to order $2,500 in new product, which that's also kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but at least they release a whole bunch of other stuff too at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Not just.
Yeah. So, but that's why we didn't, because we were having so much problem getting things in 2021 too, Well,
yeah.
So we were like, well, why would we do the flagship when the flagship horse doesn't seem that popular and we can't get our product in? And now you do this to us. You know, like it just drives me crazy. Yeah. So I have a feeling that because the verbiage in the email said at this time, that eventually
probably gonna open it up later on. Then.
Yeah, like in January probably.
Now that is a pretty shire.
They weren't able to sell them.
Baby.
He is baby. This is Griffin.
Oh, he flops.
Yeah.
The image of this absolutely massive unit of a horse just flopping down.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my one shire. And then the one that I already have leveled up is the Bay Sabino one. And I have him decked out with the bobs and the plates, and he's got a black and gold tack set on.
Nice. Eventually, I'll purchase an individual tack set for each of my horses, but for now, I'm taking the tack off my horses and putting it on the new one I'm riding.
Well, then you should be able to, when the Halloween horses come out, most of them should be able to wear that full tack set that you've got on right now. So, like, the bridle should actually fit it. They have not gone back and updated some of the older models with the tack yet.
I have noticed something.
Yeah.
And I think you can see it from where you are. That when the horse is wearing a bridle that doesn't have reins...
Oh, yeah, you hold your...
still holding reins.
Yes.
And it doesn't look great when the horse doesn't have a big mane of floof to distract you.
Yep. We were talking about that the other day. It's like there should be some kind of animation that when you're bridleless, you should either put the hands on the neck or like rest the hands on your thighs or something like that. Like,
yeah, it's like
somewhere in between.
I'm imagining resting the hands on the horse's neck is more comfortable than on your thighs.
Yeah.
Little more support when the horse is jumping.
True. All right, I'm gonna run over to
one time, and it was fun until the horse got spooked by a deer.
Oh, yep.
And we went for a very short little sprint. And I turned around, and my grandma, who is also horse riding with me, I saw her slide and fall.
Oh, no.
Along with the entire saddle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she told me later, because she grew up with horses,
she
told me later that the person who put the saddle on the horses very clearly did not tighten it enough.
Yep. My, one of my friends had that happen to them.
Horses, like, suck in a breath a little bit.
So some horses are what's called girthy, where like they just really don't like having their girth put on, and so they'll avoid it in certain ways. Some will get really crabby and try to like turn around and bite you, but some will actually puff out. So they'll take a big breath and they'll hold their breath and they'll push their barrel out, and then when you go to get on, they let that breath out, and then all of a sudden your girth is really loose.
And the saddle is just gonna slide.
Because, like, I had a friend who, I believe it was a mare, let's say their horse was really, really good at, like, making sure that you thought the girth was tight until the moment you got on. And there was one day where she didn't check it, and she went to get on, and she put her foot in the stirrup, and the saddle immediately, like fell and, like slid under the horse, upside down.
That's gotta suck.
Yep, because then you can't just put it back up. You have to take it off and put it back on. Like, there's no way to like get it back up.
The whole process again, and saddles are pretty heavy, aren't they?
It depends, because like I've had like my Western saddle. I have a lot of synthetic tack right now, but leather saddles are like ridiculously heavy for the most part. I do have a kid's saddle that is actually like the lightest thing I have ever carried in my life. It feels like it barely weighs anything. But then my dressage saddle with the huge knee rolls, like even though it's synthetic, it's like a brick.
Dressage stuff is meant to look fancy, right?
So they've got a longer skirt on them, which is the part like that your leg sits on top of. And they've got a longer skirt on them like that because you're meant to actually like almost wrap your legs around the horse. You need a longer leg for like longer stirrup length for dressage because you need to utilize your entire leg. Whereas like jumping or all purpose, you don't necessarily have that. And then Western, the fenders go down the entire length of your leg, but they swing freely too. Like on a Western saddle, your skirt is not as long as an English saddle. Say, but yeah, the dressage ones, they like my knee rolls on it are huge, which is the part like it's underneath the skirt, and they're probably like 2 or 3 inches thick, and that's so that your leg actually stays in place where it should. Technically, you can put those on a jump saddle too. I think I have tiny ones on my jump saddle. But on the dressage saddle, it's like they're really big because you really gotta keep your leg there, apparently. That's where your legs gotta be.
What is dressage exactly? They're like shows, right?
Technically, the purpose of it was always supposed to be like training. But now it's basically like fancy movements on horseback. Like what can you get your horse to do? It's like
a horse would naturally do this in the wild, sort of thing.
It's almost like I part of me wants to say horse dancing, because that's kind of that is kind of what it is. But a lot of the movements stem from like, okay, so if you want your horse to move directly sideways, that would be a thing that you would use in the cavalry, because maybe you'd have to completely step sideways to avoid a certain obstacle. Or like, okay, I'm showing off my skill by collecting and then extending this horse's trot, or collecting and extending the canter, doing like pirouettes and stuff. So like that's kind of how it started, was like classical training like that. And now it is basically horse dancing, and it's honestly some of the coolest stuff that you'll ever see. I don't do that level. There's no way in hell that I could get my horse to do that. But it is really cool to, it's really cool to ride a horse that can do that. Because like I've been on some upper level dressage horses that like trainers have had, or like when I've done switch rides for Pony Club, and it's always amazing the buttons that these horses have. That like, oh, if you move your leg in a certain way, he's gonna completely do this movement. Or if you like do something with your hands, or if you like push your shoulders back and like collect your reins a little bit, he's instantly gonna come under himself. Like that's amazing that that horses had that much training put in. Yeah, it's super cool.
I would just be amazed if a horse like let me on its back and was chill. Like I'm feeling like
I have days like that.
I go into horse training, horse training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to find a place where I am allowed to ride horses.
Yeah. I say probably the most common thing that that like barns will do is you could either look for somebody that does trail rides, because that would be a lot of horses that are used at trail barns are pretty chill, and they'll let you go out for like an hour or two and ride the trails, and that's always super fun. Trail riding, like I've always done trail riding on my own horse, and then for 4-H, we went to Mackinac Island, which there's not a single like motorized vehicle on the island technically. Like it's all horse travel and bikes and everything, and they have stables where you can rent horses to ride, and we did that for 4-H, and that's the first time that I've ever ridden a horse that's not mine on a trail ride. And it was the nicest experience because I was like, the thing was just on autopilot. I'm like, oh my god, this is the best. I don't have to like, I mean, my guy was a little, they told me when I got on him, they're like, he's new and he doesn't quite like know a lot yet, so you might have to like keep him in check a little bit with like how fast he's going. And I thought that meant, oh, so I'm actually gonna have to ride this whole time. And then we actually get out on the trails, and like the most I had to do is like lift up my reins and go like, nah, bud, like you gotta slow down a little bit. Instant response. I'm like, wow, my mind has been blown.
He's new, they meant he's very well trained. You just have to pay a little attention sometimes.
Yeah, because what they do is, as far as I know, like sometimes people will actually be like, hey, I have this horse, really good trail horse, but I can't use it anymore or whatever. Like, do you guys want it? And they'll take him in and they'll add him to their stable. So I guess that's what happened with him, because they told me, they're like, oh yeah, he's not used to the job yet. Like he's brand new here. We've only and the season had just opened because we went in May, so it was the beginning of the season. And they're like, we just got him, but if you, I told them I'm like, yeah, I ride an X racehorse, and they're like, oh, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great. He was nice though. I would have taken him home. Like there's
given half a chance, I would have taken this horse with me.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a part of me like I love I do really love my horse, despite the fact that like he's a lot of work. And sometimes when I ride, I don't want to do that much work. Because he's still learning. Yeah, it's like sometimes I just want to go out for a little trail ride or whatever, and have him not be a psychopath, and that's an exaggeration. But it's like sometimes
some horses are little shits, you can say it.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I go out to ride and he's wonderful, and then sometimes I go up to ride and he's the biggest pain in the ass. But it's like they're animals, so you're not every day is going to be perfect. But it was just an eye-opening experience for me to ride like something that I didn't have to constantly keep in check on a trail.
I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I can like actually have a horse of my own, even though, gosh, that would be a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I regularly go to a place for like riding horses, they'll let you ride the same horse. You might be able to find a place that would let you lease. Because I did that for a long time before I got horses. I did a lease on a couple different horses, and different places have different terms. Like different barns will have different lease terms and whatever. But would it just essentially be like, as long as you have this lease, you have this horse, essentially?
Yeah, like. And some barns will do it where like, okay, so you're doing a partial lease, that means you share it with somebody else.
Oh my gosh, timeshare horses.
Yeah, pretty much. But the kind of lease that like I was looking into, because I was going to lease my pony out when I got too big for him, and then that never ended up working out. But what we were going to do is like, okay, it's a free lease, so that means that you don't necessarily have to pay to lease him, but you need to pay for his his vet bills, if there are any, his feet, his feed, his feet. Yeah. Like basically you take care of the horse care, but you don't have to pay me any money for like to lease the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably less expensive than like
yeah.
going to a stable once a week and paying for like trail rides and stuff.
Right. I mean, something else you could look into is if there is a barn around you that offers like just lessons, and they have lesson horses for you to ride. What they'll probably do is, say, okay, like maybe you have like one lesson a week or one every 2 weeks or whatever. They'll probably put you on a couple different horses until they figure you out and you figure out some stuff. And then you'll probably end up riding the same horse for a little while.
Yeah. I imagine, like, some people will do better with, like, smaller horses. Other people do better with the bigger ones.
Yep. One of my favorite things.
I'm not a large person, so I will likely not be put on a terribly large breed.
One of my favorite things growing up was because I where I boarded then and where I still board now is they had so many horses that yes, I had my own, but then I could go like, okay, well, I want to hop on this one today, or I want to hop on this one today. And technically I could still do that. Like I could just like text the barn owner and be like, hey, I want to take out Sam today. I want to take out Wendy today. And they'd be like, oh yeah, whatever.
Sam the
door. But like the more horses that you ride, the better a rider I feel like you become, because every single one of them is different.
Like just look at any animal.
Yeah.
Any animal, they all have different personalities.
Yes. That's why
like at my boyfriend's house, he has 3 cats. Mm-hmm. One I have seen a single time because he does not leave a room, one of the rooms. Another one will meow repeatedly and come over and is essentially a bodyguard to his sister, and I'm not even kidding. Like, apparently this cat has attacked him before because it thought that he was attacking her when they were just getting really hyped over a game that was coming out.
Oh, no.
And then there's another one that will make little merp sounds, and it will come over and it will headbutt against your leg, like, within hours of meeting you.
Oh
and
my
you
god.
can pick it up and you can cuddle it.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, these are 3 vastly different animals that are all the same species.
Yep.
Then there's my cat that is more dog-like than the actual dog in our house.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Every time I come home, he just runs up to the door and starts yelling at me. Has to tell me about his day every time.
I love that.
I just meow right back at him, and he just responds with more meows.
Mm-hmm.
That's adorable.
Like when
like a baby.
When I wasn't looking for another horse, like, because the pony that I have, Alex, I've had for 12 or 13 years now. Like that was my childhood pony that I got when I was in middle school, like fresh into middle school. And I rode him all through my pony club years. And then I had a Trakehner mare that was like the most ballistic, batshit crazy thing you've ever seen in your life. The only reason but she had like amazing bloodlines. I mean, we're talking like an imported German stallion was her dad. But the only reason I was able to afford her was because when she was younger, she fell over backwards and cracked her skull.
Oh,
and so they were like, yeah, this thing's insane, so we got to get rid of it. So
they're just like, this horse is freaking crazy.
Yes.
We don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, literally. So they sold it to somebody who ended up like bringing her to where I board, and that person just left her there. They were like, yeah, you deal with her. Like she's too much for me. I don't want her.
Oh my God.
The barn owner's daughter rode her for a while, and then they didn't get along at all. So then I ended up with her because I was like, well, I mean, she's fun to ride, but she's batshit crazy. So let's just do it.
Did she get along with you?
Yes, and I loved that horse. That you want to talk about like somebody that would try her heart out. I mean, like she was a little frustrating because basically like every spring, because we can't really ride in the winter up here. I don't have an indoor arena, and it's too cold, and like we get like 4 feet of snow, so I can't ride.
That seems difficult for horses.
Yeah, I can't ride in the winter, so it'd be like every spring you'd be starting with a new horse, and that's what got frustrating. Is because like we'd get so far, and then she would only retain a little bit of it.
Aww.
But I mean, she was fantastic and athletic as hell. She did have asthma though. Like she had really bad asthma. So we had to get Yeah, we had to get like she was on meds, and we had to do special stuff with her hay and her food and everything. But I mean, wonderful mare. And when we put her down, I was like, well, I'm 2 years into college, or like a year into college, a year or two into college, and I was like, I don't know if I want another horse because I don't know what I'm doing after college. I don't know if I'm moving and if I could even take it with me. And so and by that point I was not riding my pony anymore because he was getting older, and I'm too big for him. I suppose I could ride him a little bit if I wanted to, but
you don't want to hurt the poor thing's back.
No, he's gonna be 28. 28, 27. No, he turned 27 this year, so he'll be 28 next year. Technically, like weight wise, I'm still okay to ride him, but height wise, I'm too tall. So
yeah,
but I've been too tall for a while.
Time I thought pony was a young horse.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people do. That's a very common thing.
Me for so long until I'm eventually like, wait, then what's a foal?
Right.
Wait, a foal is a baby horse?
Yep.
Not a pony? What's a pony? A pony is a different kind of horse? What?
Yep.
Small, thick horse.
Pony is anything under 14 too. Is a pony. So it's purely height. Oh my god, I got stuck on that same thing again.
Chunky,
but
small.
Yeah, so after Jenna, I was like, well, shit, like I still want to ride, but I don't know if I necessarily want to own a horse. Well, then that same lady that had dropped off Jenna at the barn like 10 plus years before that, dropped off another horse that she couldn't handle. And I was like, this one's nice. Yeah, literally.
All right, you just need to get in contact with that lady and just be like, okay,
I'll take whatever you don't want.
Any horses you can't handle, give them to me.
Yeah, and
give me your horses.
Once again, the barn owner's daughter had been riding him a little bit and had been doing some retraining on him, and she pitched him to me as, he's just like a big Alex. Like, he's just like a bigger version of your pony. And I was like, oh, sold. Let's go.
Sold.
Instant.
That's
mine.
Horrible.
I was going to lease him, and that whole situation was a mess. I'll hop off stream here and I can explain that, because man, that was one of the biggest disasters that I've ever had.
This is reminding me of a Reddit story I read one time. And it's like, this one chick owned a barn